Director, before we conclude, the difficulty with all of this is if you look at page 10, paragraph 37 of the statement, which is where you were, they opened the container, black bags fell out, the police officer says it's drugs. Instruct that they be loaded in the Nissan Baki, the tall one starts taking out cable ties and arresting people. There's something seriously wrong with that. Because first of all, you cordon off the scene, you call the right people, they put whatever it is that is found there in exhibit bags, it gets booked in. Within 7 days, it must go to FSL, which must determine that this is drugs. Then the investigation continue and you can arrest people for being in possession of drugs.
That's true.
Here, you're just seeing black bags. For all you know, it could be powder milk. It could be soap. You've got somebody who's only ever arrested people for dacha, deciding that these are drugs and arresting the driver and arresting the manager. You don't do that.
Yeah.
So the mere fact that they had done that was improper to begin with. So it's not shifting blame. As Commissioner Baloyi correctly points out, the investigation does not start and end on the 9th of July. Maybe after 10 days, once it was determined that these were drugs, then the investigation would go back to the driver and the warehouse manager and all those people. And then they become suspects because you've determined that these are drugs. And then you take their statements and possibly they can be arrested. But the way it was done, where containers fall out, bags fall out of a container, they are put in a Nissan Baki and somebody already decides, based on how the bags smell, that these are drugs, was improper. So the simple point is that none of that could happen in a day. The most important thing that should have happened in that day was that the exhibits are properly secured,
Secure, yeah.
they are booked properly, and the prescripts are followed to determine what is in those bags, so that if there's a need to arrest anybody, people can be arrested.
That's true, Commissioner.
But there can be defeating the ends of justice based on within 30 minutes bags fall out, somebody determines that they are drugs, somebody already determines who the drugs belong to, and somebody already determines who must be arrested. So the reason why the driver and the other people were released, or there was an instruction that they should be released for the time being, it was because it was premature to arrest them to begin with. Now, Commissioner Baloyi's point, why is that defeating the ends of justice? If the investigation is not closed on the day, it's a continuing investigation, and the very people can still be arrested on some other day, or their statements can still be taken on some other day.
Yeah, I hear you, Commissioner. On that day, no one was supposed to have been arrested.
So stopping there, releasing those people then cannot constitute defeating the ends of justice if nobody should have been arrested.
Yeah.
I would understand if the driver was a Brazilian who was leaving the country the following day, and his release would have resulted in the police never getting hold of him ever again.
Yes.
But you don't have those facts in this case.
No, I hear you, Commissioner.
So you accept Commissioner Baloyi's point?
I accept. That is why even previously I indicated that when Commissioner was saying, I indicated that the arrest was prematurely for the driver, that they were not supposed to have arrested the driver because of when I interviewed the driver, it was clear that the driver didn't know about what was in the container. So I'm saying on that day, no one was supposed to have been arrested. But with them arresting the others, it seems as if they knew where these drugs were going, but they wanted to shift.
Nobody knows that it's drugs on that day.
I don't follow that logic.
Oh, okay. I'll stop where I'm saying nobody was supposed to have been arrested on that day. Okay. Okay.
Leave it there.